What's good? Hey, check it out. New mic. Let me know if you like the new sound, if it sounds better or if it sounds the same. I'd be pretty disappointed if it sounded the same, but just let me know. Just give me a little feedback, please. Welcome to my favorite fighters of 2018 list. Now, this isn't necessarily the top guys, the best guys of 2018, just guys that I loved watching this year, that I really enjoyed watching. Guys that I became fans of this year, or fans that I became big, fighters that I became big fans of this year, or just guys that I loved watching or that were in great fights. Now I wanted to make a video of 10 fighters that were my favorite for this year, but I just couldn't really think of any. There are fighters like Sean Porter who fought once a year, or Spence or Crawford that I really enjoy watching and that are uber talented, but they didn't really fight the best competition this year. I still love to watch them, but I couldn't put them in my top 10 because, I mean, they really weren't my favorite fighters this year because they didn't fight the top competition, they didn't fight enough. It's a little bit of all. They fought enough, they fought the best competition, or they were in great fights. A couple honorable mention: Eldier Alvarez, just his fight against Kovalev. Wow, very impressive, very shocking. I wish he had fought again after that. I think that fight happened in April. I was very disappointed that neither of those guys fought again, and they're gonna fight an immediate rematch in February, but neither of them has fought since August, and that's very disappointing to me. Grovesdyk, Alexander Grovesdyk, who knocked out Stevenson, and yes, I know what happened to Stevenson after the fight, but thank God Stevenson woke up from his coma, and it looks like he's gonna be fine. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm not happy that Stevenson was put in a coma, but I am happy that his reign of terror is over. Landy Lara, man, he really fought like he'd never fought before, or he really fought like he did against Alfredo Angulo in his fight against Jarrett Hurd, man. He stood there and fought. Yes, maybe because Hurd made him, but he stood there and fought and still nearly almost beat Hurd. A young, pressure fighter that throws a million punches per round. I really loved watching Lara this year, and that's not something that I could always say about his fights. Juan Francisco Estrada, Srisuke Sorongvasai, both of them, they fought each other. I went to see their fight live, and I love watching these little guys fight. Their fight was another classic in the 115-pound category, but they fought each other and then they stopped fighting. They stopped fighting top guys just because they didn't rematch each other. Didn't mean that Srisuke Sorongvasai had to go up to bantamweight and fight some chumps at in Thailand. But I mean, he had fought Chocolatito twice, and now Estrada. I guess he deserved a little bit of a break. And Estrada, he fought a tough fight at the Forum. Some people thought he got a gift decision. I thought he edged it, but he had a tough time. The thing about Estrada is that he fights to his competition, and that's kind of a shame for a guy as talented as Estrada. He should be knocking these guys out. Luis Ortiz, I was a big fan of watching him against Wilder. Damn near got him out of there and fought on the Fury Wilder undercard. You best believe, had he beaten Wilder, he would have been on my list, but he didn't. But honorable mention. Canelo really impressed me in his fight against Gennady Golovkin, man. He stood there and fight like he said he was going to, and he beat him. He beat Golovkin and his own game. He said, "All right, Triple G, you're Mexican style?" He said, "I'll show you. I'll show you Mexican style." This guy, it kills me. It kills me that I didn't put this guy on my list, but Jaime Munguia. Oh, man. The standout breakout star of the year, I have to say. Breakout star of the year, Jaime Munguia. He just destroyed Ali, man. This guy, 6 foot tall, 154, hits like a brick, man. Saddam Ali did not know what hit him, and he damn near made my top 5 fighters of the favorite fighters of the year. But man, this number 5, guys, he acted like a fighter that wanted to prove that he was the best in his division, and the actions that he took this year really made me a fan of him. I'd been critical of him before, but this year I became a fan.
We'll stomp him in the nuts. We'll stomp him in the nuts. We'll stomp him in the nuts. I'ma stomp him in the nuts.
Yes, I know. Deontay Wilder. And I have been critical of him for years. For years. I got so much hate in my Stavern rematch video from people that were Wilder fans. They're like, you're just a hater. You don't know shit about boxing. You're just a Wilder hater. He'll beat anyone that he confronts. Yes, okay, you could be a fan of someone, but still be critical of their career. Before this year, Wilder had really not faced an elite opponent. I'm not gonna say he didn't fight a top 10 guy because he fought a couple of them, but he did not fight one of the best heavyweights out there until today. And he proved that he could come back from almost being knocked out in his fight with Luis Ortiz, and he proved that even if he's being outboxed, that he will never give up in a fight. The actions he took as a fighter. Yes, I want to fight Ortiz. I know that he tested positive, but I'll give him another chance. Yes, Fury's been out and he tested positive for drugs before. He was addicted to cocaine, but I want to fight him. I want to prove that that I'm the best because he's lineal champion and I want to beat him so I could be lineal champion. Wilder proved that he wanted to be the best in the division this year, and he made a big fan out of me. I was a fan before because he's always in exciting fights, but this year, man, this year I became a Wilder fan, no doubt about it.
We'll stomp him in the nuts. We'll stomp him in the nuts. We'll stomp him in the nuts. I'ma stomp him in the nuts.
Yeah, my number 4 is also my pound for pound best fighter in the world. He moved up from 130 into the lightweight division and fought the best guy out there. A guy that's bigger than him, hit harder than him, caught him, dropped him for the first time in his career, and he came back to knock him out with a wicked body shot. And then he came back from shoulder surgery. Yes, he knocked out Linares with a hurt shoulder, I think a dislocated shoulder. And then he came back to beat and unify against Jose Pedraza. After shoulder surgery, he unified titles. Another year that he proved that he is the best fighter in the world, bar none.
We'll stomp him in the nuts. We'll stomp him in the nuts. We'll stomp him in the nuts. I'ma stomp him in the nuts.
Black Margarito, baby. This guy is pure enjoyment for me. He's like Margarito. I love Margarito. I love Black Margarito. And I love watching him fight. His fight against Lara, I knew would be a contender for Fight of the Year. I wanted to watch Lara Hurd more than I wanted to watch a rematch against Gennady Golovkin and Canelo. That's how bad I wanted to watch that fight, because a boxer versus a pressure fighter fight is almost always going to be a great fight. And man, what a war these two were in. I said Lara was in my honorable mention for the way he fought, but who made him fight like that? Jarrett Hurd. And then he came back from shoulder surgery too to knock out his opponent with a body shot. A single body shot. You guys know how I love my body shots. And yeah, he wasn't looking too good. He was looking like a guy coming back from shoulder surgery, honestly, which is what he was. But a one-punch knockout to the body, man, you gotta love it. And you gotta love Black Margarito, man. After Charlo came into the ring and started yelling, I want to fight you next, and Hurd was like, okay. He's like, all right, let's do it. He's like, yeah, yeah. And Charlie tried to intimidate him. He's like, yeah, okay. He's just so chill. He seems like such a chill dude. Love me some black margarita.
We'll stomp him in the nuts. We'll stomp him in the nuts. We'll stomp him in the nuts. I'ma stomp him in the nuts.
Yeah, I know. Oscar Valdez only fought once this year. But man, what a fight. And in this fight, he fought with a broken jaw, loose teeth, in the rain, against a guy that was way overweight. He fought a bigger guy with a broken jaw in the rain, man. How could you not love Oscar Valdez? And then the picture of him being carried out, throwing up the 2 dubs. I never thought I'd do that in video. I never thought I'd do that. But here I am. But man, how cool was Oscar Valdez? And honestly, if Valdez did not make a fan out of you that night, I'm gonna question why you're a boxing fan. Why do you watch boxing if you're not a fan of Oscar Valdez?
We'll stomp him in the nuts. We'll stomp him in the nuts. We'll stomp him in the nuts. I'ma stomp him in the nuts.
Valdez was my favorite fighter this year up until December 1st. Now, I always was a big Fury fan. Well, since he beat Klitschko. Because before that, I was like, he's too big. He's very awkward. I just couldn't handle his awkwardness. But yeah, a 6'9" guy that moves like Fury did is going to be awkward. he's not Lomachenko. He's not one of these little guys that could be. I mean, I was gonna say he can't be light on his feet, but he can, and he is, and that's the beauty of it. But coming back from what he did, and yeah, he had a couple tune-ups. He even kissed some guy on the lips. This guy's funny, man. But coming back from that knockdown in the last round, I'm convinced that he was knocked out. He was knocked out on the mat and got up. Like he got up like those memes that he got up like the Undertaker, man. Oh my goodness. And then after saying, thank God, God bless America, thank God that me and Wilder are both good, and singing Bye Bye Miss American Bye at the press conference, that became my new favorite song since then. Fury, it had to be Fury, man. Just from what he spoke, let's get up, let's get over it for everybody, and let's do this together, man. Not to mention the way he fought, man. This guy moves beautifully in the ring and got robbed. Yes, he got robbed against Deontay Wilder, another one of my favorites of this year. But man, how could you not love Fury's story? So there you have it. My top 5 and a couple honorable mentions. Favorite fighters of the year. Thanks so much for watching once again. And I hope you had a Merry Christmas and peace.